Guys, welcome back to Odyssey Strength Podcast with Jackson Mansudi and Giannis Katopoulos.
If you like the podcast, please please share on your Instagram, follow us on Spotify, on YouTube, like us everywhere, share us everywhere. Thanks for sticking around.
Enjoy the episode, guys. Anyway, guys, welcome back to the Odyssey Strength Podcast with your boy.
And your other boy.
You look pretty big too, bro. Fucking hell.
I think I've shrunk this a few times. I was saying, like, these are from when I went and bought 3 singlets for that the second photo shoot that I did with Jay.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, the blue one doesn't fit me. The blue Nike one I bought doesn't fit me anymore. It's like riding up. And the Under Armour one looks like it's my little brother's. And I don't have a little brother. Like, it's like, I don't get me wrong. I like how full it makes me look, but I'm like, fuck, this is...
Every time I'm on Canva and I look at your photos, I'm like, fuck, I'm kind of jealous of these photos, eh? Like, they look really good.
Which photos? Oh,
like your ones from the photo shoot.
And shout out to that dude. He's...
Yeah, I mean, I was supposed to have one with him. But, just a little bit lost in communication.
It's all right.
These things happen, bro.
Next time you'll be even bigger.
I got not a bad word to say about the bloke. I know he's definitely very good about his job.
Yeah.
And the photos he got for you were phenomenal.
Yeah, I was very happy. And, although it was a bit of a surreal experience.
I can't believe you didn't fucking compete. I'm still salty on your behalf.
Looking back at the videos, like I look back at the videos sometimes.
Of course, we all do. I was doing that the other night.
And I was like, bro, what was I thinking?
What do you mean, bro? I look at that photo and then I look at videos of me when I was lean. I was like, I look like I ate the person of me who I was
way
lean.
Different.
It's fucking crazy.
And in the space of how many months? 6 months from October.
October last year, yeah.
Fuck. See what happens what you can do in 6 months if you just...
Yeah, I mean, if you just lock the fuck in and carry the boats, you don't ever know. Anyway, what's been happening with you?
If I struggle to turn this way, it's because I tried to crack my neck today and I kind of fucked it up.
Oh, really?
So it's starting to hurt a little bit. But
bro, Kayla just goes like this and it's like...
I did that.
And then the other side. I can't do that.
I didn't feel a crack. It was just like pain.
If I do that, I feel like, when you go behind in the movies and they do the...
Yeah, and then it's the final one that you ever do.
Yeah.
No more coaching, no more podcasts, nothing.
Jackson's finished.
He's done.
I've been pumping so many Netflix short series, bro.
Netflix short series?
Yeah, like, like the limited series? It's like basically like a movie, but it's like broken up into 4 episodes.
Yeah, okay.
So each episode's like a good 55 minutes.
What have you been saying?
So, fuck, bro, I watched so many, I forgot. But the first one I watched was like, it was very like political. So this guy was like a CNN.
Political?
I froth it, like US.
Wait, he's the black guy.
Yeah.
He gets framed.
Have you watched it?
I didn't finish it.
Oh, bro, it's so fucking good.
Because I can't. It kind of got.
Towards the end, you're like, all right, everyone knows he's not guilty.
Yeah.
Just like get to it. But I understand there's like there's deep intertwinings of everything, and
I think I got to the second episode, and this is the thing. I just didn't have enough buy-in, and I was like,
But anything
they're an hour, right? They were about an hour.
They're about an hour each. Yeah. Anything US government, US Army, like CIA, like all that shit, like FBI. I'm fucking in it. I watched another one where this chick was like a missing persons detective.
Yeah.
And like she was like on a case. She found her ex-boyfriend who disappeared from her life on the case, and yeah, it was like really fucking good. And then Jason told me to watch 0 Day with Robert De Niro. Have you watched it?
No.
Bro, fuck. I won't.
Is it an old one?
Nah, it's relatively new.
Oh.
And I just started. I'm about to finish this other one called Adolescence.
My mum was watching that.
Bro,
the kid?
Yeah, fucking.
I've heard it's very good.
I'm on the last episode. It's fucking good. It's like, but one of those ones where I wish it was longer because I'm like, I feel like there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Like I'm like got 45 minutes left unless it just tells me everything. I'm like, can this, like, I want
extend
to know
another episode, not 2
episodes.
episodes.
Yeah, like tell me, because they still don't know a lot about what happened to this person who got killed.
Yeah,
and I'm like, tell me,
girl,
like, yeah, I'm like, I want to know more of the details. Like, give me a scene where it's like of the night.
You love it.
I fucking froth it, bro.
So did you end up finishing, or like, did you watch SVU? Because I remember you, like, that's my show with Jay. Like SVU, we cranked it when it was on Netflix. And I say when because they just took it off. Bro, we pumped it.
I stopped after prep because I was like, I don't need to be distracted as much anymore.
Well, it's on Prime. They have every single episode on Prime if you want to watch it. Yeah, that stuff. Bro, we pause it. We think about who would have done it. What's the scenario? We'll each have 1 or 2 guesses about who did it at the beginning. and whoever's right is king.
Yeah, but like I feel like that's too quick. That's too because each episode I found that
a different story.
Yeah, but it got very repetitive, and it's like the size, like you're at the scene.
Yeah,
like I need to be like constantly
led on.
Yeah, like give me more rather than it's like the scene, then the court, then it's like who did it. Yeah, I'm like this is just like the same. It's like copy and paste with different font each episode.
And to be fair, because I think we watched 7, 8, 9 seasons 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 or something. Like we watched 4 or 5 seasons, which whatever was on Netflix. But there's 24 seasons.
Oh shit!
And there's like 24 episodes, 1 hour each. Like it's huge. It's been going on since like 1995.
My nonna used to watch it. Bro.
It's unreal. But if you compare the episodes we're watching on Netflix, which we're probably like, let's just say it's season 9, and then we go back to season 1, bro, they're so shit. Really? The production of it is fucking shit. The storytelling is shit. The camera quality has that nostalgic feeling because it is that old kind of setup.
It's like watching season 1 of Simpsons.
Same thing. Like you can tell the difference, but just like the actual script writing and the storytelling is just shit. They're just
really?
It's just you're just like this is boring.
I feel like that can make or break a show because I was watching when I was in Europe. I was watching Designated Survivor.
Good show.
Great show. Then on the last season, you can tell Netflix took over the production.
Because what was it on?
I think it was it was on Netflix, but they weren't being funded or produced by Netflix.
Oh, so then it was a Netflix exclusive.
Yes. And then they took over and they started saying things like they started swearing, which like they never did. And in any other, you notice it. And then it's like they're showing scenes and it's a lot more like blown out of proportion. Like there's lots of more explosions and I'm like,
that's
okay,
Netflix for you.
I'm like, this is just like not the show that I signed up for.
Yeah, because Designated Survivor was the plane.
Yeah, crash? I think the Pentagon blew up or like there was a plane crash. Yeah, and like everyone that was on the plane was part of like the US party that was in power at the time. And the guy was like the 50th in line to be the president. Yeah, okay. And they all died. And overnight he was like, yeah, I'm the president. And he was like some like fucking pencil pusher. Yeah.
Okay. No offense to anyone that pushes pencils.
Nah, it's fine. But, you're probably not qualified to run a country.
But yeah, I've found the new obsession for me on Netflix.
Oh, I'll tell you mine after this.
Halo.
I was going to watch that series. I was going to watch that,
brother.
Good.
You have to watch it.
Yeah.
Like, I was never. I was a Call of Duty kid. I wasn't a Halo kid. I was Call of Duty as well. I was just a casual Halo.
I think our generation had just missed out on Halo.
Yeah, and I didn't have an Xbox.
Yeah, neither.
So I wasn't able to play. So for anyone context, Halo came out on Xbox.
It was exclusive to
Xbox. I never had one, so I didn't play it. I played PlayStation, which was Call of Duty. That was the thing.
Yeah.
And then Xbox. And then Halo came to PlayStation and whatever. But bro, the series is unreal.
Because I remember Adrian pumped Halo.
Almost professional, right? He was playing
professionally. Yeah.
We're sad that Adrian's not here.
Yeah, I know. But like, because he's just a bit older than us.
Yeah.
So I think we just missed out on that.
So
I think
10 year gap that is the difference. I think then Call of Duty was like, this is out.
Yeah, our generation was like Call of Duty for a long time. Yeah. I think Assassin's Creed for me was big, and Grand Theft Auto. Like those 3 games, like
Grand Theft Auto 4.
Yeah, if you didn't play at least one or all 3 of those games, you had a shit chance.
It was on rotation.
Yeah,
it was and probably in the same hour too.
Especially the Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Oh. Shut the gates. That's one of the best games I've ever played in terms of storyline.
So before we got on this, I had said to Jackson, have you heard of Warhammer? And he goes, yeah. And I was like, bro, my Instagram is full of...
What is it?
So it's I guess it's like a franchise like Call of Duty, right? Yeah. But it's Warhammer 40K. And now I don't know anything about it, but I'm so invested. So I keep liking all of the things. And bro,
is it first person shooter?
No, it's like just story based stuff. But
so it's like an Assassin's Creed like RPG game.
I think you can have a first person shooter or even a third person shooter, but the lore, like as in the storytelling of this, bro, it's huge. Like apparently it's been around for ages. There's new editions. There's different factions. Like, bro, I'm invested in it, and I don't know enough about it. But my Instagram's covered in it. And that's how, and then I started getting onto like this gaming section of Instagram. And then all of a sudden I was getting all these things for Assassin's Creed. And I was like, now we're throwing it back.
I feel like games peaked and now they're still like obviously a very popular thing, but I don't think they're as good as they used to be.
Nah.
Like even Call of Duty, like I obviously I've gotten older, but I still enjoy playing it. But it's like, it's just not as good. Like
it doesn't hit the same.
It doesn't. There's nothing better than when you used to get home from school or you're on school holidays. You turn on the PlayStation, bag off, and you're locked in for a good 4 hours.
And then I got homework.
Yeah. Or it's like, I don't have school tomorrow. It's school holidays, and you're up till 2 a.m. playing with the boys.
It was good.
Like that's peak. I would even play by myself. Multiplayer, fucking.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm still playing now, right? But it just doesn't hit. It's now it's frustrating. Like I many times am I asked by my parents, like, "Are you sure this is good for you?" And I'm just like, I have to do this. I have to put myself in this position because although I'm fucking infuriated, it's a good way to relax.
The only game that kept hitting the same up until probably last year was FIFA. But I think even that now is just like
that game. I'll snap the disc in half, bro. Fuck that game.
It's not even called FIFA anymore.
It's EA.
Yeah, that's how you lost me.
Anyway,
my other guilty pleasure at the moment is Married at First Sight.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, fuck, bro. I'm pumping.
I wasn't into it, but then now I got on the back end of it, and I'm like, I have to watch the replays online.
As someone who runs a business, I need something to completely switch off from that isn't also such a cliffhanger that I need to finish the episode.
So you can walk away from it.
I can walk away from it. So that for me has been perfect for every night. Because I'm just like, all right, this is the funniest, stupidest thing ever. It also gives me a lot of faith in my own relationship.
Oh, bro. If you want to feel good about yourself, just watch one of those shows.
Yeah, and if you relate to them way too much, you need to take a look in the mirror.
We watched a little bit of replay from, I think it was Monday or Tuesday night's one. And I was just like, the homestays. I was like, bro, you guys are fucked.
Yeah.
Like,
I couldn't do it, like having cameras. I mean, like, obviously I do this already, but like I'm choosing what to film, when to film it, what to show, what not to show.
And you can turn the camera off, right?
Turn the camera. Because obviously now having done the whole content thing for a while now, you can see how the producers hook, like, obviously, because they don't really know what storyline they're going to pick probably till halfway through.
The producers?
Yeah, because like they would just film everything and try and find the storyline.
Yeah, and then they have a chance to piece it together because they would have how many cameras in there at once? Probably like, I don't know, 20 in a room. Like the dinner party has like fucking a different angle of every single person.
Yeah, but like that's what I'm saying. So you can see them trying to string a storyline together,
make something.
Yeah, because it's just fascinating because obviously some of it's staged, right?
Of course.
But it's just like the post production and the editing. You're like, fuck, they've really done a good job of just building this up to
professional storytellers.
Yeah, 100%. And then they've just chosen like the villains and the good guys, and it's just fucking wild. Anyway, should we talk about training?
Probably. I guess that's what some people are here for.
I mean, I don't know.
Boring.
A lot of people like to banter.
It was like we could go on all day for that.
Yeah, I could talk about maths for a while. How's your training?
Training's all right. I mean, I was in Melbourne, obviously, over the weekend for the F1.
Good?
It was good. I prefer the qualifiers, to be honest with you. I'm like, the race is good.
It's a bit more predictable these days, though, right?
Like, bro, you know what? You've got the 20 best drivers in the world. The top 10 are the top 10 usually always.
Yeah.
Because they are the 10 best drivers in the world. And really the only way that things are going to change is if they have a different car. Like McLaren has a few upgrades to the car, so they're flying. They're flying in every race.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I don't want to discredit the drivers, but I feel like it's more of a engineer who's got the best engineering.
Like if you have a good team, if you have, you're nothing without the pit team, right?
Yeah,
can't get out and change your own wheels.
Yeah,
so it's like you better make sure that everyone's in sync, and you get to see how it all works together, and it's pretty cool. Like I think the first time I went, I was like, oh, just the car, and then you take a step back, you go again, and it's a different experience. Like I was sitting opposite the pit lane, which was mad. We had good seats, and you get to see how everything works together. And there's just so much communication, but also like so much money that goes into it. Oh. It's insane, bro. Insane.
It's $1 billion industry.
It's fucking insane. And I think someone told me that they run at a loss every year, like for Melbourne's race, because it's so far for them to fly.
Oh wow!
But there was 465,000 people at Albert Park over 4 days.
Wow!
So you can imagine how much money is being brought into that place. So they're going to make the trip, and they have heaps of fans, and I get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. I prefer the qualifiers because they fucking balls to the wall send it because they're fighting for that top position.
It's not about overtaking. It's about like just fucking go and get that pole position.
It's unreal. Like they're the definition of locked in.
Yeah.
They're looking for like...
I wonder how much Adderall they eat before.
Bro, milliseconds of competition, like of competition edge gets them first place. And you're looking at them and you're like, there's no way this guy just did 260 around the corner. Like, when you think about it, you're like, these guys have the biggest nuts in the world. Yeah. like the MotoGP's mad because they fling it.
So I grew up watching MotoGP.
Of course, you're Italian.
Yeah,
you have to.
Simoncelli, Rip,
Rossi. But like GP and these guys, they're just sick in their head. Like there's just no other. There's no.
Yeah, when you watch, especially like MotoGP, their knees touching the floor.
Bro, even the shoulder pads too sometimes.
Yeah, and they're going 100 around a bend. It's fucking ridiculous.
There's a rock, you go.
Yeah, there's a pebble. There's a little stick.
It's insane. And, it is good, I think, as... I was going to sound cocky, but it's like as an athlete, you look at those athletes and you go, fuck, they're at the top of their game. Like, everything's...
I think anyone pursuing anything can respect it,
Wild. But back to the whole training point, it was okay. I mean, I trained on Friday when I got there. No, I didn't train Friday. Sorry, I trained Saturday. Trained at Derrimut at Port Melbourne. Massive gym. Not my favourite gym. A lot of kit, but they had like a boxing ring. They had a basketball thing.
I've seen the videos.
It doesn't hit for me.
I wanted to ask this for you. I feel like it's a good time to ask. What are your gym icks?
What I'm about to say contradicts what I did, but people training in big groups really annoys me.
Yeah, but I feel like
especially if they're like, we were efficient. We were like, because there was 4 of us, right? It was me, Ben's dad, and Maddie. So it was like, we were changing the weights and it was just bang, bang, bang. There was no like chatting. There was chatting, but no like extended resting and chatting and blah, 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 blah. It was just like go, 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 go. And we're off within maybe 5 minutes, maybe 7 minutes. Like it's quick. But like when people train like in groups of 3s or 4s, and they just flood the space, I'm like, bruh.
I think you can. I don't find it an ick. It's more so how you carry yourself in that situation.
Yeah, if you're being loud and I'm just like you train and then go be social.
Yeah,
or come at off-peak time. Like I went at 10 a.m. fucking packed. And there was just people everywhere. And I was like, bro, this is insane.
How was nutrition?
Shocking. Fucking dog shit. If anyone, like, if you saw the stories I was posting, bro, it was just fucking shit after shit after shit.
Yeah, but you know what? Every now and then.
But like I said, like we've said literally probably in the last 2 weeks, repeated ourselves, we are, I'll use me because you're always pretty on it. I'm on it, and then like if something like this comes up, I go, okay, like this is my time. As soon as I got back on Tuesday, I was back to regular meals. It wasn't like I'm going to continue the week of poor eating because I felt like shit.
Yeah, I think I say this to my clients all the time. If you're like going to have the meal, have it, but make it a meal, not a meal and the next day.
Yeah.
Like the carryover of bad habits is so easy because it's like, you probably had a few drinks. I know you had a few drinks.
Oh.
It's like you feel a bit rough in the gym the day after and you don't want to go and you rather just order Uber Eats. It's like, nah, bro, that's how this shit started. It's like just get back on it, cop it on the chin and face the consequences of your actions, which is why I don't like to do it as frequently.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I'd rather just not have to deal with the fact that I'm going to feel like shit in the gym, not going to want to go and probably be depressed the next day. Yeah,
there's definitely, and I think if you are facing, like you have a holiday or whatever it is, like I was away from Friday to Tuesday morning. I got landed back on Tuesday morning. I didn't have the facility to cook, right? Because we moved apartments.
Oh, okay.
So I was banking on the fact that I would have had a stove to, make lunch and just simple stuff. And then the curveball was, okay, they canceled our booking. We got moved to another hotel. So then now that's been taken away from me. So I go, okay, if I can try and make the best decision possible within my capabilities, I'm going to do that. So if it was, okay, I'm going to go train in the morning on Saturday. I had a few drinks the night before. Can I be moderate with the drinks? Like I chose like clean spirits instead of like beers. Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, that's a really specific example, but the next morning, get up, have a decent amount of water, have a black coffee, like have a piece of fruit, get back into the small things that, not that they're going to negate what you did the previous day. They're not going to fix those actions, but all of a sudden you're following behaviors that kind of just allow you to get back into the routine, which is what you need.
100%.
And then, okay, lunch comes around. What's my best option? If I can't sit down and have mince and rice, can I have something with a decent amount of protein in it? If not, can I choose something and then facilitate the goal with, I don't know, a protein shake or something along those lines? Can I make it? Can I add on an extra good behavior to that?
Yeah, and I think I learned this a lot when traveling Europe. We in Australia have the most plethora of options when it comes to being able to stick to your goals and travel. Like for me, non-negotiables: kitchen in the place I'm staying, and gym nearby.
Yeah,
like I look at the place I'm staying and I look, where's the nearest gym and does it have a kitchen? As a bare minimum, a kettle and a microwave and a fridge. Cream of rice, oats.
Simple stuff.
Go to Woolies, buy some fucking quick sachet of oats.
Frozen meals for the microwave if you have one.
Even if you really want to, go fucking Muscle Nations at Woolies now. You can get protein sachets.
Yeah.
There's so many options for you to be able to still be on track. Now, I'm not saying you got to be a fucking robot like me and eat 5 meals a day clean while you're on holidays. It's like, no, but if you're away for 4 or 5 days like you were, there's still opportunity for you to still stay on track there. So you have the ability to still make a conscious effort. And I say this all the time, the difference between someone who gets results and doesn't is your ability to think forward.
I agree 100%.
Like if you and this is what like...
Yeah, let it out.
This is what really baffles me is just like people have such an ability to think forward on so many things except that. It's like if you just put that same effort that you put into your job where you're like, all right, well, I did this deal or I closed this deal or I had this project and you're already thinking about the next one. You know that there's another one coming, so you're preparing for it. Do the same thing with your food and your training. It's like if you know that there's an event coming up and you got something, all right, get your training sessions done earlier in the week and leave one if you have the opportunity to. If you don't, get as many as you can done and that's it.
Yeah.
And then if there's opportunities for you to eat well, is there a Woolies nearby? Is there a Coles nearby? Is there a fucking Aldi nearby? Is there
7-Eleven? Yeah.
7-Eleven?
We have them everywhere.
Yeah, there's always something nearby for you to be like, I can get some oats, I can get some protein powder, I can get some cold chicken breasts, and get some microwavable rice. That's all you need for the short time.
Yeah, yeah, and it's one of those things where it's just going to come down to the overall goal, right? And if you sit there and you say, "Oh, I don't want to do that," that's okay, but it's just that you will have to deal with the consequences of that later. That's totally okay, but it just comes down to what the goal is, right?
Yeah, I think the people that we train at least have a good understanding that if they don't make those choices, that they're not going to get the result they want. And if you do make those choices, you will know that you're going to maybe not make progress in that point, but you won't go backwards.
Yeah.
Provided
you hold where you are.
Provided you don't fucking push the boundaries too much.
Well, this is the thing as well. Is like, I would probably normally eat 5 or 6 times a day. When I was there, I just had 3 meals a day.
And that's the other thing.
I wasn't hungry.
Depending on the phase you're in too, like you're in a position where you have to consciously think about eating more food. So if anything, you probably underate in that time.
I lost 2 kilos over the week.
Yeah, there you go. Whereas like if you're dieting, and this is what I explain to people too. It's like, is your goal to build muscle? It's like, yes, well, okay, you have a little bit more flexibility here.
Yeah.
Whereas like if you're trying to diet and lose body fat and you really want this, it's like, well, listen, man, like you got to give me the next 12 weeks of your life to at least, have that. And then after that, sure, we can have a little bit more flexibility, introduce some autonomy and some options available to you so that, you can have a social life. But I just think this whole idea that, you can drink and lose body fat, it's like, yeah, but until what point?
Yeah, and how well can you really track, what it is that you're doing?
Not even that. It's like alcohol or even just like continuous eating of bad foods on a regular basis, even within your calorie limit, is still not going to present a physique that you're happy with. And we know that. We've seen it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then training, you got back into it?
Yeah, so Monday, obviously, the race day was Sunday, and then Monday we stayed at a different hotel. So tried to avoid it, miraculously avoided getting sick from the shit weather on Sunday, even though I was fucking drenched and there was wind everywhere and shit. But then G and I were like, we'll go train at any time. And the one that we wanted to train at was closed. They've relocated it somewhere, or they've just sold it somewhere. So we were like, fuck, what do we do? And I was like, good. There's another one. It's another 10 minutes away, but the thing for us was it's Monday. Although it's the start of the week and we're in another city, we can still go and train.
Yeah.
And, I had a different session, but I didn't have any of my gear with me. Like normally I have my bottle and my pre-workout, I have my gym bag, my earphones and all that. Like I'm prepared. And for me, I go, I'm going to go do it. I was like, let's just go. I'll go do your session. I don't care what it is.
Just show up.
We'll just go do it. It's not that important to me. What's more important to me is that I'm actually going and doing it, because it's going to put me in a better position than if I don't go.
Yeah.
And that was more important. You know what? And I still trained hard. I felt horrible.
Couple hip thrusts.
Couple hip thrusts. Couple hip extensions.
Yeah, beautiful.
But it was a good session regardless. Like we walked away going, fucked up, it was really hard. But also I feel so much better for it, because then Tuesday was easier.
Yeah.
It wasn't like,
haven't trained in 3 days, 4 days.
I've got to do Monday session on Tuesday, and then Tuesdays and Wednesday, and then I'm pushing the week back. And then you get to Thursday and you go, fuck, like I'm already behind. I may as well not do the rest.
Yeah, people say that to me a lot. They're like, I missed a session last week. I'll make it up this week. I'm like, bro, just do the week. Like you're already chasing your tail.
Yeah.
Why make it harder for yourself?
Yeah, and if you start adding in random workouts from last week, it affects the recovery ability going into the next session and the next session. So it's like you've designed, us as the coach have designed the week to be as calculated as possible.
Yeah.
Right, for the individual and the goal. If you change those variables, then we have to change the approach. Sure, you can be adaptable, but it makes things a little bit harder.
And I always say is making up this one session going to make globally a big difference? No. It's just like go back and do the week as it was supposed to.
Yeah.
Because let's say you train 4 times a week and now you're doing 5. It's like, because you did 3 the week before, it's like that extra session is not going to make that much of a difference.
No, it just makes everything else harder.
Yeah, and mentally you might feel like, yeah, cool, I made up the session, but it's like, it's not. It's like sleep. You can't just make up sleep.
Not a thing.
Like
it's how it works.
Yeah, so it's just like if you do have that week where you miss a session or whatever, it's like just get back into the week before and continue as normal and show up for those sessions that you have. Yeah, we'll move on to my training.
Go ahead.
Considering no one wants to ask me. Hi, Jackson. How'd you? Yeah, it's good. Man.
How was your training?
It's cool, bro. Things are good at the moment, man. We're got a new split. I was going to ask you, have you got a new split?
I do have a new split. It's my first week of testing it out.
You want to tell us?
I don't even know it off by heart. So do you know yours?
No, but I was going to pull it up.
Pull it up. I honestly.
What's the focus for you?
It's leaning towards a bit more upper body.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem in the leg department. These bad boys.
I've got a problem in every department.
global systemic.
I just need a bit of everything.
Yeah.
My Monday session is a push session. Tuesday is actually a leg session, which is odd for me. That threw me a bit. I was kind of like, we might do that on Wednesday. But I don't think I need to prioritize my back. Like my back is probably one of my strongest.
Yeah, I'd agree on that. Yeah,
for sure. Because I enjoy training it. I'm strong at it. I feel it really well. So I'm like, okay, I don't need to do that. That's not the priority. So obviously, I should say obviously, where you put things in the week will obviously influence the amount of prioritization that muscle group gets. That's why for me, pushing is first, legs is second, chest, pulling is third.
So what's the is it all upper body focus, or just like your?
It'll be. I think it says chest. It says chest focus.
Anterior focus.
Yeah,
upper
and
body.
then Thursday, obviously, I had the day off. Friday is supposed to be another push session. I'm going to do that on Saturday because I'm training with the client.
Yeah.
And then on Saturday, this one really threw me for a 6. It is 45-degree hip extension, lying leg curls, single arm lat pull down, reclined lateral raise, and seated overhand row.
So it's like a bit of full body.
It's like a bit of just upper body and full body even. Sorry.
Yeah.
More posterior focus. And I was looking at it and I was like, my brain doesn't like it. But then when I get there and I do it, I'm like, oh, this is good. I don't mind a good posterior session.
Have you seen some programs from like elite bodybuilders, like John Jewett and stuff?
Yeah, they're fucking wild.
Yeah, like he does his leg day and he starts off with lateral raises and bicep curls.
Yeah. I was like, when I watched that, I was like, oh, he's going to go do straight leg RDL and bicep curls. I was like,
yeah, I feel like the more advanced you get, the more you understand. You just put your time and your effort, what needs in the areas that need the most attention. So like, even if I look at my program now, it's like, yes, I have set days, but like my energy is going into the areas that I'm prioritizing at the moment.
Which is?
So I got a push day, but it's like...
That's Monday?
Yeah, a little bit of chest, but then it's like all shoulders and then calves and abs.
Interesting.
Because we needed to focus on abs. So I was like, put it in because like it's a priority. Mm-hmm. Then it's like another upper body day, but it's like shoulders. What is it? It's like triceps, biceps, back and back.
Interesting.
Because my focus is arms. So that's what needs to grow.
Ah, okay.
So it's like whatever's at the start, obviously. Because he goes like, there's no point in doing it at the end.
Yeah, so same thing with prioritizing the muscle group. For specific muscles, we do them at the beginning of the session, gets more priority, gets more focus.
Yeah, well, you're freshest, you're going to put more effort into it. You're not going to be as cooked. Like everyone knows that at the end of the session, you're kind of like, you know,
get me out of here.
Get me out of here. And not to say everyone's like that. You can still put as much effort as you can in those last exercises, but your brain is not going to be able to recruit as much.
Yeah, they're just less stimulative.
Yeah. And then we got legs, and I had to decrease some of the volume because it was ruining me, bro. I only got one leg day a week.
Yeah.
So it was like I was doing like 17 sets of legs in a day, which for me as well is a lot.
Yeah. That's another case in point. It's like stronger you are, less you do.
Yeah. So I got calf raises, hip extension, pendulum squat, seated leg curl, RDL, dumbbell, leg extension.
Fuck.
Which is like way better. I was like, I can manage that. Then we got lateral raise, incline machine fly.
So is the Thursday's rest?
Always.
Yeah.
Redelt fly, incline press machine, upright row, ab raises.
Interesting.
And then Saturday, it's all arms, baby. Curls, extensions, and then a little bit of back with some rows.
Nice. Yeah, because why not? Because that would only be what?
My back doesn't need a lot, bro.
4 exercises on back.
Yeah, that's it. And they're all like 2 sets each.
Plenty.
Yeah, so that's the kind of split. We got 3,305 calories going in a day.
Oof.
I've actually just purchased some of the bulk nutrients intra workout.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a crack. Yeah, just the recommended one.
Which was what?
I think it was like berry or something.
What's just straight carbs?
It's like there was dextrose, and I was like, I don't know if I want dextrose. And then there was another one which was like similar, and then there was sports fuel where it had like 20 grams of carbs. The rest had like 45 grams of carbs.
It's a lot to digest.
And I was like, the other one was like 25 to 30 grams with like 10 grams of protein in it as well.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll take that one.
Bit better.
Yeah. So I got that coming on Monday. I'll give it a go because I feel like, don't get me wrong, I'm a very easy person to eat a lot of food, but I feel like I can utilize that better with the intra workout.
It's funny you actually say that because when Kayla, I'm pointing this way because she's actually in that room. She had mentioned something that she was going to start having intra, and I thought to myself that when I read the story,
yeah, she got it from me, bro.
Yeah, and I read the story, I was like, fuck, you know what? Like, I don't know why I'm not doing it. Like, I should just add in, like, you know, you can add it into like 30, 40 grams of carbs.
Yeah, well, I had a client who's like, bro, he's putting away 550 grams of carbs a day.
Fuck.
Yeah, and I'm like, we're at a point now where we need to look at these as options.
Yeah.
Because not to say that you need the energy during your workout, because let's face it, if you eat properly, you should be fine. But an easy way to get some calories in, as well as maybe give you a little bit of an extra boost in your
if
session.
you're training hard enough towards the back end of a session, you start to kind of
100%.
You start to get like the engine just.
Yeah, I mean,
stops.
look, bro, like bodybuilders have been doing it for years.
Something works.
So it you gotta recognize what works, whether they're fucking meatheads or not.
Yeah.
Like
the application, not the person.
Yeah, these guys are the most jacked humans on planet Earth. It's like you've got to take some inspiration from that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna implement it and see how it goes, and I feel like it'll be really good because I mean I can only see the calories continuing to go up. So utilizing the intra workout will be something that's helpful. Feel the sessions a little bit more. Probably have it like every second day.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What's
maybe like
now.
Well, like on the on the arm day, like I don't really know if I'll need it. Whereas like the leg days, the big push sessions, the shoulders and arm sessions, like especially overhead pressing, fucking kills me.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. It just taxes me so much. I don't know why. It's just a weaker movement. When I say weaker, it's like I still press 37.5 overhead, but compared to everything else, it's still definitely a weaker movement. So I'll probably use it on those days and see how it goes, especially during the session.
How are you gonna try and time it?
I'll start sipping on it when I get to the gym.
Yeah.
And then sip it throughout the workout. And then I'm hoping by 3/4 of the way it's done.
Okay.
That's the plan.
I guess trial and error, right?
Yeah, and look, body weight's going up, 85 kilos.
Fuck.
10 kilos since stage, which I think is pretty solid.
It's good in 6 months.
Yeah, it's 10 kilos, good. 6 months. Obviously, like
minimal fat gain.
Yeah. So pretty happy with that. And then, I need to get really big.
And just keep pushing the needle.
Yeah, man. Look, I'm really happy with where things are at the moment, just because like it's cool to be this weight and still look respectable. Like I take my shirt off and I don't think like I look out of shape or I look a little bit softer or like I still see some abs.
It's funny.
My V taper still comes in at the bottom of my lower back. Like
I was having this conversation with another trainer and or trainers, I should say. There was a lot of people in the room, and it was we're like, oh, do you think that females especially need to do like one all-out bulk to really put on a good majority of their size? Because it's not a comfortable thing for females. I mean, for us, we don't give a fuck. You just put it on and that's it, right?
Yeah, well, I did it.
Right? And this is the thing, and I think it's important to look at it from our experiences. Because you put that size on, you got up to 92?
Yeah, or 95.
Call it 95.
Yeah.
And then you came back down, right? The heaviest for me was 83, and then I went back down to 71.
Yeah.
And now I'm back up to 80, right? But so like having the ability to get up to a maximum and then go, okay, this is what I look like at this weight now. Can I come back down and then come back up to that point in a much better condition? It just sets you up so much better. I
have a theory on that. So both work, the clean way and the dirty way. When I say dirty, I mean like getting a bit fluffier.
Yeah. Okay.
Or doing
more
long periods of building or pushing the calories despite the body composition.
Yeah. Okay.
So you're not eating like a dickhead. You're like, because let's face it,
you're just pushing the calories.
We're just pushing the calories and trying to gain as much muscle as we can in the time frame that we've got. I think if you're a newer lifter, you have to do that once.
Yeah.
I think just once, because like honestly, man, like the second that you diet it off and come back, you are a different person. Look at us. Look at Adrian.
Yeah, it's
your body just fucking clicks.
It's weird.
It just gets it, and it just goes, okay, the next time we do this, we're putting body size and body fat in the right areas. And like, I don't think you need to get disgustingly fat, but I think you need to push it at least once.
Be uncomfortable.
Like I got a guy at the moment, and he's still relatively lean. But actually, I'll take Duncan. Like I pushed him pretty hard.
Yeah.
And
how many kilos did he put on?
Like 10.
Yeah, that's a lot of weight.
Yeah,
that's a good chunk
don't get me wrong, we did that in like 8-9 months.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's really good.
But like we pushed it, and he did get fluffy. But now we're dieting, and it's coming together. Yeah. And it's like the next time we do that, it will be so much better.
And that's the thing. And then I think the subsequent deficits that you do, you go, fuck, if I'm the same body weight as I was at my heaviest before, but I still have delt striations, I still have ab lines, what am I going to look like when I'm now 5 kilos lighter?
Yeah, and I think this is why you need a coach as well, because you need them to know when it's like, all right, we're pushing this into boundaries where it's like, all right, we need to pull back. Because like even me, like when Jason did it with me, he's like, I knew we were at a point where it was like here, but like we couldn't start prep yet.
Yeah.
So we just went with it, and you were going to lose it anyway. And I did.
Yeah.
So I think in that circumstance, it's like, okay, well, we did that for a purpose. Whereas like for someone like who I'm coaching, I would look at it and be like, all right, can I see your top 2 abs? Yes. All right, we're okay.
Yeah, the lower ones, forget it.
Yeah. are the top ones starting to fade a little bit? Okay. Now we're at a point where it's like, we've pushed this. We've gotten here. It's time.
Yeah.
So it's like, however long that might take, and obviously the slower the better. And this is what I want to get through as well. It's like both work.
Yeah, it just depends how quick you want the result though, right?
Yeah. So we did it in a short, I got back from Europe. We had to be like, all right, there's a lot of size to put on.
Yep.
Let's push this as far as we can. And we did that. And it was uncomfortable. But because of that, now I'm in such a great position.
Yeah. And the marker as well as another marker is like if you stop seeing some separation when you are training, for me, I realized that was a big one. Like all of a sudden my delt and my bicep are smooth.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay.
But this is the other thing, man, like where I think it's important to do, especially if you're a little bit newer. Not when I say newer, I mean you've never done a dedicated build and a dedicated 12 to 14 week fat loss phase.
Yeah, you can train for 5 years and not done that.
Yeah, 100%. So when I say that, it's like I just had a call with a client before and he's like, oh, like I want to get to this weight and I want to look like this. And I'm like,
what did he say? How many kilos?
He wants to lose another 10 kilos.
What's he at now?
95 to 85.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, okay, that's doable. But
time
frame? We've got 14 weeks. Yeah, we can definitely do that.
Yeah.
And I said to him, I was like, we can do that. I was like, but you have to understand you need more muscle right now. And he's like, okay, but we've got Europe coming up. So that's the goal.
Yeah.
I said, that's fine, bro. We can do that. But I was like, when we get back, we need to build muscle. And I did it with another guy. I said, look, bro, you look fucking lean. You look good. You got, separations in your legs. I was like, but you need more muscle. And he's like, yeah, you're right. So we're going into a build because like, what's the point of revealing something that isn't going to be what you want it to be?
Yeah, you can get married to the leanness idea. It's like, okay, great.
Yeah, you're lean, and people like that, but it's like you're lean with what?
Is that the dream physique that you had anticipated you'd have?
Yeah,
probably not.
Yeah,
for now, it might be for the next 6 months, and then you might go, okay, actually, Jackson's right. I want a little bit. I want bigger arms, or I want bigger legs, or whatever it might be. That physique that you're crafting in your head for the next time, is on the other side of more muscle.
Yeah, and I think more people will understand that once they do it as well. Like, if you actually lose the weight and you're like, oh yeah, like I look great, but I do need more muscle, and then you do that and you're like, oh, okay, this is what. And you just have to be okay with being uncomfortable for a little bit of time and pushing those calories. And everyone thinks fucking dieting's hard. Try pushing 4,000 calories for a good period of time.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
It's a full-time job.
Yeah, well, you have to think about eating every 2 hours.
And if you miss it...
Oh, good luck trying to play catch-up.
Good luck. Start drinking.
Yeah, so it's, in my opinion, most people who are intermediate trained need more muscle, not less body fat.
Yeah, and I think it was Richard Physique Code.
Yeah,
he was always like, it's not a fat loss. The goal isn't to be as thin as possible. It's to reveal as much muscle as possible. So if you just diet for the sake of dieting because you want to be leaner and see your physique, it's like, well, what muscle do you have underneath it?
Yeah, 100%.
Like if there's nothing there, great job. Now you're just a skinnier version of what you looked like before.
Yeah, and I've been doing a bit of mentoring with a couple of guys in the UK, and they've got a system where it's like you actually don't do a fat loss phase initially. They do like a prime. You drop a little bit of weight in that time, get your habits set out first, like get your training dialed in, get the minimum effective dose of volume in, get your calories locked in on maintenance, all that sort of stuff, and then go into a build.
Interesting.
Because to them, the way they look at it, it's like you'll probably drop 3 to 5 kilos in that time anyway, because you'll just feel better, sleep better, fuck better. Seth Roshi. That's what he says. Look good, feel good, fuck good. And I was like, that's hectic.
I like it. Yeah, I like
that's hectic. But anyway, it's like you have all those things in place, and then it's like, all right, well, you're probably not in the most advantageous position to be building muscle.
Yeah.
But what's the point in dieting when you don't have any muscle?
Yeah, you just look skinnier.
Yeah, so they actually put them into a build, and then they diet them. Which I like, and I've been fucking around with it a little bit.
Start a case group for that.
I have been. I'm doing it with a few people.
5 guys who want to not do a fat loss phase straight away.
I think it's more fun though, bro, because I think in that time you learn more about nutrition and training than you do dieting. Because
100%.
the way you approach a build phase is the same way you can approach any other phase.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you understand that you have more food, so you need to train hard, and you feel like training harder. You obviously, your body weight goes up so you can get stronger because weight moves weight. And then you understand the importance of planning your meals, because if you miss a meal, you're like, well, fuck, like I'm behind on food.
Yeah, whereas on the flip side, in fat loss, if you miss a meal, it's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
You can just move on and
have a
you're
like, I'll just fucking suck a vape and,
have a glass of water.
Yeah, Coke Zero.
Yeah.
Whereas it's
much different.
And the choices that you make with your food on a fat loss phase are always super caloric conscious.
Yeah.
So you're always like, oh, I'll get the light cheese. I'll get the zero sugar. I'll do this and that. Whereas like on a build phase, it's obviously not an option to eat like a dickhead, but you will eat a little bit more normally. You will eat normal rice. You will eat normal oats. You will eat normal yogurt. And then all it takes for you is to reduce that portion size, and then you're losing weight.
Yeah. Yeah. The transfer to a fat loss phase is much easier once you've mastered how to actually eat for performance, supporting the environment of muscle growth. Like, it's much easier to just go straight into the next one. Yeah,
and training, because this is where most people go wrong. It's like, oh, well, I'm eating more, so I'll get bigger. It's like, nah, bro, you got to fucking train hard.
Yeah. You're not, otherwise you just get bigger, but it won't be how you want.
Exactly. And I've learned that too, because like, obviously where we are now, you're just like, well, if I don't put everything I got into these sessions, I'm not going to get anything, because the food just facilitates what happens in training.
100%.
The training's the actual ignition to make it happen. The food just supports that.
Yeah, you're just shuttling the food towards something.
Whereas like it's dieting, it's kind of the opposite. The food is facilitating the fat loss.
Yeah.
The training is just supporting it by you not losing muscle mass.
Yeah, it's keeping what you got.
Yeah. Whereas like if you actually are training hard, pushing sets close to failure and doing a significant amount of volume, it's like you will grow. Whereas like there's aspects of growing in a fat loss phase in some cases, but 9 times out of the 10, you're there to maintain muscle mass.
Yeah, just keep what you got.
Yeah, exactly.
It's good.
How long was that?
I don't know, but that was fucking unreal.
Yeah, I had no clue what the fuck we were going to talk about this today.
Hey, this is why we do what we do. That was very good.
Well, guys, if you have enjoyed the podcast, this is an awesome time to share on social media, follow us on Spotify, share all over the world.
Tag us.
Reshare it. Leave a comment. Tell us what you want to hear us talk about. If it's maths, we're happy to talk about it. If it's PS5 and Xbox, we're happy to talk about it too.
I will accept all, any crime.
Any show recommendations.
Conspiracy, crime, murder, anything to do with that kind of stuff on any
Just not
show.
horror. I won't sleep at night. Because if someone breaks in, I'm the person who's got to fight them. Kayla's not doing shit. I gotta lock my door. All right, we'll see you guys.
Thank you very much.
Episode.